Today, we pay tribute to American celebrities and notable figures from around the world who passed away recently. Please take a moment to like this video if you want to support the channel. It really helps us grow. Thank you, and let's begin.
We begin with a beloved face from cinema history who left us on July 16, 2026. Brenda Fricker passed away at a hospital in Dublin following a period of ill health. Audiences worldwide will always remember her as the gentle pigeon lady in Home Alone 2. But her career spanned 60 years across theater and screen. She made history in 1990 when she became the first Irish actress to win an Academy Award, taking home the Oscar for her role as Christy Brown's mother in My Left Foot. In the United Kingdom, television viewers loved her as Megan Roach in the long-running medical drama Casualty. Off-screen, Fricker was known for her direct, down-to-earth humor and her love for reading poetry, playing snooker, and drinking Guinness. Her family, friends, and colleagues shared their deep sadness at her passing, and they remembered her as a warm, incredibly honest friend.
Next is a name that became an internet legend. Chuck Norris passed away on March 19, 2026. While his family chose to keep the exact details private, they confirmed he died peacefully at a hospital in Kauai, Hawaii, surrounded by loved ones. For decades, Norris was the ultimate screen tough guy, especially in the series Walker, Texas Ranger. He was a real martial artist before he ever stood in front of a camera. He held black belts in multiple disciplines and won undefeated world championships. Later, younger audiences discovered him through the endless, hilarious internet memes about his fictional superhuman strength. He actually loved those jokes and thanked his fans for keeping him relevant for so long. He was a rare star who embraced his status as a living legend with humor and humility. Next is a woman who brought endless laughter into our homes. Catherine O'Hara died on January 30th, 2026 after a brief illness. Doctors later confirmed the cause was a pulmonary embolism, which stemmed from an underlying battle with rectal cancer. Most people remember her as the frantic mom in Home Alone, or more recently as the eccentric Moira Rose in Schitt's Creek. She started her career in local comedy troupes, working alongside giants like John Candy and Eugene Levy. O'Hara possessed a rare comic timing, turning eccentric, difficult characters into figures we couldn't help but love. Her friends and colleagues across Hollywood shared how much they would miss her warmth and brilliant mind. She left behind decades of comedy that still makes families laugh every single holiday season. This loss hit 90s TV fans incredibly hard. James Van Der Beek passed away on February 11, 2026, at the young age of 48. He had been fighting stage 3 colorectal cancer since his diagnosis in 2023. In his final years, he became an open book about his health, sharing his struggles to raise awareness for early screening. We all know him as Dawson Leary from Dawson's Creek, the earnest teenager who defined a television era. In his later years, he moved his family to a farm in Texas, seeking a quiet life away from Hollywood. He even auctioned off some of his old show memorabilia to help pay for his steep medical bills. He leaves behind his wife, Kimberly, and their 6 young children. His journey reminded us of the fragile nature of life. Just when fans thought he had beaten the odds, we lost Sam Neill on July 13, 2026. He died suddenly in Sydney, Australia. The actor had beaten a rare and aggressive blood cancer through advanced medical trials, but the intense treatments left his immune system completely depleted. He ultimately succumbed to pneumonia. Neill was most famous for playing the skeptical paleontologist Dr. Alan Grant in Jurassic Park. He had a dry wit and a grounded presence that made him a favorite for directors worldwide. When he wasn't acting, he loved spending time at his quiet vineyard in New Zealand. He worked right up to his final months, finishing several final film projects. His family shared that he passed with the same dignity that defined his entire life. The television world mourned again when Eric Dane passed away on February 19, 2026, at age 53. He had been quietly battling ALS, a fast-moving neurological disease, since disclosing his diagnosis in 2025. Dane became a household name on Grey's Anatomy, where he played the confident plastic surgeon Dr. Mark Sloan, famously nicknamed McSteamy. What started as a single guest appearance turned into a major role that lasted for years. After his diagnosis, he used his platform to advocate for medical research, hoping to find a cure for others. He recorded a final televised interview just months before his death, reflecting on his career with a calm, honest perspective. He died surrounded by his wife and 2 daughters. Fans will always remember him for that effortless charm he brought to every scene. For fans of supernatural drama, this was a sad departure. Nicholas Brendan, best known as Xander Harris on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, died in his sleep on March 20, 2026. His family confirmed he passed away from natural causes at his home in Indiana. As Xander, Brendan played the loyal, funny friend who kept the supernatural crew grounded. While he struggled with personal hurdles and legal issues later in life, his representative shared that he was actively receiving treatment and felt optimistic about his future before his passing. He was also a talented artist and writer, connecting with fans at conventions around the country. He leaves behind a legacy of a character who proved you don't need superpowers to be a hero.
We lost a beloved member of a famous Hollywood acting family when Robert Carradine passed away on February 23, 2026. The actor died from an anoxic brain injury following a suicide attempt at a mental health facility in Los Angeles. His family shared that his death followed a difficult 20-year battle with bipolar disorder, a struggle that worsened in his later years. Carradine was a star of the classic comedy Revenge of the Nerds, playing the lovable, laugh-snorting Louis Skolnick. He also worked with his brothers in the Western film The Long Riders. His brother Keith spoke openly after his passing, urging people to talk about mental illness without shame. Robert's career spanned over 100 roles, leaving a lasting impression on comedy fans.
A true pioneer of television comedy left us when Louise Lasser passed away on July 6, 2026. She died of natural causes at her home in Manhattan. Lasser became famous in the 1970s as the star of Mary Hartman, a satirical soap opera that aired 5 nights a week. Her performance as a stressed, consumer-obsessed housewife earned her an Emmy nomination and made her a household face. Beyond her TV work, she starred in early films directed by her former husband, Woody Allen, and later appeared in modern series like Girls. In her final decades, she ran an acting studio in New York, passing her knowledge down to a new generation. Her unique style of dry, neurotic humor changed how television comedies were written. The classic sitcom Community said goodbye to a major figure when Grady DeMond Wilson passed away on January 30, 2026. He died at his home in Palm Springs, California from complications of prostate cancer. Wilson was beloved by millions for playing Lamont Sanford, the frustrated son of a stubborn junk dealer on the hit show Sanford and Son. His comedic chemistry with co-star Redd Foxx kept viewers laughing throughout the 1970s. After leaving the Hollywood spotlight, Wilson decided to follow a different path. He became an ordained minister, dedicating his life to faith and community service. He also wrote several books about his life and experiences. He is survived by his wife of many years and their 6 children.
Daytime television fans are mourning the loss of Scott Bryce, who died on July 12, 2026. He had been fighting stage 3 esophageal and stomach cancer since his diagnosis in 2024. Bryce was a staple of the soap opera As the World Turns, where he played the charming but conniving Craig Montgomery. He appeared in nearly 300 episodes, famously starring alongside a young Meg Ryan in a highly popular storyline. His performance earned him multiple Emmy nominations and made him one of daytime's most recognizable faces. Friends described him as a warm, funny man who loved his family deeply. He passed away at home, surrounded by his wife and son, leaving behind a legacy of classic television drama.
We lost a versatile talent when T.K. Carter passed away on January 8, 2026. Deputies found him unresponsive at his home in California, and authorities confirmed his passing was due to natural causes. Carter started his career doing stand-up comedy before moving into film and television. Horror fans know him best as Knowles, the roller skating cook in John Carpenter's masterpiece, The Thing. He also brought plenty of laughs to 1980s television with his recurring role as Mike Fulton on Punky Brewster. His publicist described him as a professional who brought genuine honesty and humor to every single project he worked on. He loved his craft, and his unique energy on screen made him a memorable part of pop culture history.
Broadway lost a bright talent far too soon when Josh Grassetti passed away on July 10, 2026. His close friends confirmed that the actor died by suicide. Grassetti was a celebrated theater star, known for his roles in Broadway musicals like Something Rotten and It Should Have Been You. TV audiences also recognized him from his recurring role in the final season of The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. Beyond his stage work, Grassetti was a dedicated professor at Cal State Fullerton, where he helped shape the musical theater program. He also built a large following on TikTok, where he spoke candidly about the financial struggles young actors face. He was an honest, passionate voice for the theater community, and his sudden loss has left his friends and students heartbroken.
A hero to real-life first responders has passed away. Randolph Mantooth died of complications from pneumonia on July 9, 2026. He was famous for playing firefighter-paramedic Johnny Gage on the 1970s drama Emergency. This show introduced millions of viewers to the concept of paramedics, a field that was brand new at the time. Mantooth took his role seriously, becoming a lifelong advocate for firefighters and emergency medical services. He traveled the country speaking at fire departments and served as a spokesperson for first responder health and safety. He was even offered a job as a real firefighter after the show ended, but chose to remain an actor. He spent his final years surrounded by his family and the deep respect of the emergency response community.
A legendary character actor has left us. Hal Williams passed away on July 15, 2026, from natural causes at his home in California. He had recently traveled to his home state of Ohio for a reunion with his former co-stars, returning home tired before his passing. Williams was a familiar face on classic television, best known as Officer Smitty on Sanford & Son and Lester Jenkins on the hit sitcom 227. Before finding success as an actor in his 30s, he worked as a social worker and corrections officer. He brought a warm, authoritative presence to every role he played. He also established a scholarship foundation in memory of his late son.
The world of counterculture cinema lost a unique star when Bud Cort passed away on February 11, 2026. He died of pneumonia at an assisted living facility in Connecticut after a long illness. Cort became an instant icon in 1971 when he starred in the dark comedy Harold and Maude. He played a death-obsessed young man who falls in love with a free-spirited older woman. The film initially flopped, but slowly grew into a massive cult classic. Cort originally trained for the priesthood before finding his way into nightclub comedy and acting. He had a quirky, sensitive style that was unlike anyone else in Hollywood. He spent his later years living quietly, remembered by film buffs for one of the most unusual love stories ever put on screen.
An elegant star of the small and big screen has left us. Joanna Pettit passed away at a hospital in California on July 7, 2026. While the specific cause of her death was not shared, she was 83 years old. Born in London and raised in Canada, Pettit moved to New York as a teenager to study acting. She found early success on Broadway before moving to Hollywood. Her most famous role came in 1967 when she played Mata Bond in the James Bond spoof Casino Royale. She also starred in numerous television movies and made frequent guest appearances on classic shows like Night Gallery and Fantasy Island. She chose to retire from acting in her 40s, spending her later years living a peaceful, quiet life. This was a shocking loss for 90s television fans. Patrick Muldoon passed away on April 19, 2026 at 57. His death certificate confirmed he suffered a sudden heart attack, with underlying blood clotting issues contributing to his passing. Muldoon was a major heartthrob in the 1990s, famous for his role as Richard Hart on the hit soap opera Melrose Place. He also starred as Austin Reed on Days of Our Lives and appeared in the cult classic sci-fi film Starship Troopers. Beyond acting, he was a passionate musician, fronting a rock band and writing music. Friends remembered him as a generous, energetic soul who brought life to every room he walked into. He left us far too early, leaving fans in deep mourning. A formidable presence on screen has passed away. White Shing-ho died from a stroke on July 10, 2026. Born in Hong Kong, she moved to the United States and spent nearly 4 decades working as an actress in New York. Marvel fans will immediately recognize her as the dangerous, mysterious villain Madame Gao in Daredevil and Iron Fist. She brought a quiet, chilling intensity to that role, making her a fan favorite. She also appeared in popular films like Hustlers and lent her voice to the Disney movie Turning Red. Her colleagues remembered her as a kind, gentle woman who was the exact opposite of the fierce villains she played on television. She worked steadily until her final years, leaving a deep impression on fans. We lost a beloved character actor when Peter Van Noorden passed away on July 9, 2026. His wife confirmed that he died peacefully at a hospice facility in California after dealing with several health conditions. Van Noorden was a familiar face in 1980s and 90s cinema, best known for playing Officer Vinnie Stuhlman in Police Academy 2. He also appeared in the comedy hit The Naked Gun 2.5. Beyond his film roles, Van Noorden was a dedicated stage actor, appearing in countless plays across the country. He was even the first American actor to play King Charles III on stage. Directors loved working with him because he always brought a professional, positive attitude to the set, no matter how long the hours were. The Broadway community is mourning a tragic loss. Brett Hannah Shuford passed away on January 3, 2026, after a brief battle with a rare form of lymphoma and HLH, an aggressive immune system disease. He was only 46 years old. Brett was a veteran of the stage, appearing in 6 major Broadway shows, including Beauty and the Beast, Wicked, and The Little Mermaid. He was also a popular social media influencer, co-creating a platform that offered a behind-the-scenes look at theatrical life. His husband shared that Brett died peacefully, surrounded by his family. He was a warm, bright presence who used his voice to support young performers and build a welcoming community. His passion for theater and his kind heart will be missed by fans and friends alike. A classic television pioneer has left us. Antoinette Bauer passed away at a senior retirement home in Los Angeles on May 30, 2026. She was 93 years old. Born in Germany and raised in England, Bauer eventually made her way to Hollywood, where she built a career that lasted 4 decades. She was a constant presence on classic television, guest starring in dozens of iconic shows. Sci-fi fans know her best as Sylvia in the Star Trek episode Cat's Paw, while others remember her from The Twilight Zone and Perry Mason. She was known for her versatile acting, easily moving between drama, mystery, and comedy. Bauer preferred to keep her private life out of the press, choosing a quiet retirement after she stepped away from the cameras.
A veteran of classic comedy has passed away. Joby Baker died at a hospital in New York on June 22, 2026. He was 92 years old. Baker was born in Canada but moved to Hawaii as a child, eventually finding his way to Hollywood in the 1950s. He became known for his light-hearted comedic roles, starring in the 1960s sitcom Good Morning World. He also appeared in several classic film comedies alongside Elvis Presley and in popular Disney movies like Blackbeard's Ghost. Later in life, Baker discovered a second passion as a painter, showcasing his art in galleries. He was married to the famous songwriter Dori Previn until her death. He spent his final years living quietly, remembered by classic movie fans for his warm, friendly screen presence.
We finish with a true legend from the golden age of Hollywood. Anne Blythe passed away of natural causes at her home in California on June 24, 2026. She was 98 years old. Blythe became a star in 1945 when she earned an Oscar nomination for playing Veda Pierce, the spoiled, ungrateful daughter of Joan Crawford in the classic film Mildred Pierce. Her chilling performance opposite Crawford made movie history. Known for her dark hair and beautiful singing voice, she went on to star in major musical films and dramas throughout the 1950s. She chose to leave film acting in her late 20s to focus on raising her 5 children with her husband, later returning for occasional stage performances. She was one of the last surviving stars of Hollywood's golden era.